Ministry of Trade, in collaboration with the Oecs Commission, is hosting a series of workshops in an effort to create legislation aimed at protecting and enforcing consumer rights. Shanna Esprit has the details.
Director of Trade Mathan Walter explained that the Commission is currently on island to conduct a diagnostic assessment of the consumer protection regimes, systems, processes here in the Commonwealth of Dominica. The legislation underway will apply to both goods and services within the private and the public sectors.
Legislation that will come into place, and I want to stress that, and I'm stressing it because of the fact that you find that the private sector does not show up as they should when those particular consultations are taking place, because they maybe do not understand that this legislation is going to directly affect them. Most especially the persons involved in the civil sector. The legislation speaks to protection of the rights of consumers as it relates to both goods and services. So the legislation will apply to the banks, it will apply to the insurance agents, it will apply to the travel agents, it would apply to the persons who import goods, you understand? It would apply to the persons involved in the tourism industry, it will apply to the mechanics, anybody who is selling a good or a service, the legislation will apply to them.
The intended legislation, Walter explained, speaks to protection of the rights of consumers as it relates to both goods and services. Walter said the Commission hopes to identify which areas in which the current legislation is found and to be wanting and develop solutions for those weak areas.
At the end of it, really, what we plan to find out from that assessment is the gaps. Where are the gaps as it relates to the way that Dominica deals with issues as it relates to consumer affairs? And so when we can identify those gaps, we can then be able to find the clogs to fill in those gaps, and in the end of it, put in place a harmonized consumer protection policy and law across the Oecs sub-region.
And that was Mathan Walter, Dominica's Director of Trade.
And